Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, and welcome to the People's Church of Divine Prophecy. Please stand. Or do I have an echo?
A little feedback today, you brought feedback.
Okay. John, come on over and light the candle, symbolizing body, mind, and spirit.
You want to hear this story?
Let's check that radio this way.
Checking the interface.
Personal welcome.
Randy,
You got everybody checked
we're
in?
ready.
Everybody okay? I'm gonna go corner.
Are we here, John?
I am. I don't know about the candle.
Please join me in an attitude of prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for the blessings of this amazing, beautiful day. For the sun that shines so brightly, the heart that's chosen to come together and to join and to celebrate you and life, and all that is out there, and all that's within you, and all that can be. Be with us this day. Help us to be here with open hearts and minds and accept the love and joy and peace which is being gifted. We ask this in your precious name. Amen. Amen. Our first song, Miss Marty.
Our first song was a request from last week that is in our hearts, not quite in the book yet, but it will be. I can see clearly now. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that we know. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the dark feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been waiting for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that we know. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. One more time. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Sunshiny day.
Wonderful. Thank you. Please be seated. Well, the first one is the message from the pastor, and we actually did get a message from our pastor this week. Steve and I went back and forth trying to figure out that WhatsApp phone thing, because again, there's a 12 hours difference, and he called through the computer, but it just kept saying that I missed the calls, but it didn't ring. Anyway, it sounds like he's on track. He said everything is going really well. He's very excited. They're ready to start the construction part of whatever, putting up their big tower. And he says that, things look like they're going really well. So that's your quick little message from the pastor. For me, it's going to be a little bit different. This week, it's been a lot of energies, which everybody knows. We're all feeling a lot of energies. The full moon is here. And I'm very delighted that I had a lovely conversation here this morning to help affirm some of the activities that I really have been feeling, because we know that there's been all kinds of surges of energy, but I've been seeing different things. I've been seeing the waves of energy that are pouring in differently. Well, it's like this, and there's colors, and it's just, and the emotional part of it that's been going on. You know, it's like I'm on a really nice high, everything's going really good, and then all of a sudden it just feels like, whoa. And it's like, really? Well, where'd that come from? And so I think part of it for me is I'm tired. When my sister comes to visit, it's exhausting. I love my sister to death. Love her to death. But she has to go constantly. And so I'm trying to do the day job. I'm trying to do the bill part and the this and that, the piece of part. And I do a lot of things. You know, last Friday was a big weekend. It was the last Friday healing. It was the Saturday Cassadaga talking stick, which was just lovely. Sunday we did a quick trip up to Tallahassee and back, coming back on Monday. And so again, really, and then we had 30 some odd people at my house all day on Tuesday for the party. Then I got to go back to work on Wednesday. And some of my guests didn't leave until Wednesday morning. So it was just really, really busy. And so this Friday, when it was after work, I was just like, I'm done. I just need to unplug. And I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes I just have trouble with that because I feel like, well, I should be doing something, and I could be doing something. The lawn needs mowing, and groceries, and there's always things to do. I think it's so important to allow ourselves the peace, give ourselves the permission to just stop and allow the energies to flow, especially at high times, like what's going on this weekend with this full moon. And there's always energetic shifts that are happening, and it depends on each of us how much we're affected when and where. But it's really important to acknowledge that and to respect yourself enough to just be in that space and allow those energies to flow, and to just take the time to do what you need to do. So we did have drumming last night, and I will admit, I did not get dressed until 2 o'clock. I'm like, well, I'm probably going to show them my jammies if I don't hurry up. Take my shower now. But it was wonderful to just unplug and take time and to just be. And that's so important for each of us, to allow yourselves the permission to do that. Because when you don't, there's always other effects that come into play. When you're tired, when you're just tired, you don't make the best decisions. You put yourself in situations that may not be of the highest and the best and the healthiest for yourself. So it's so important to find the balance and to allow that balance to help guide your life. There's your message for today. So please stand and we will sing our next song.
Let's sing. Once again, these are all requests. People's Church, where is Open the Eyes of My Heart?
Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Is that perfect or what? Yeah. We will dedicate that to this brain being. I have a squirrel who does that. My favorite squirrel is flaps his belly flat on the ground, like Buddy does sometimes. That's nice. Here's number one. Open the eyes of my heart. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I
You like it squished. Okay,
It's
all
fine.
right. Well, just,
You moves fast when he asks it.
okay. All right. We want to protect our little mascot. All right, our church service is comprised of 3 different portions. We have our healing portion, we have our lecture, and then our demonstration of spiritual gifts. And we're going to move first into the healing portion. And Marty, would you like to be a healer today? Sure. And John, would you like to be a healer today? Fantastic. We'll go ahead and we'll set up the chairs in the back. If you hear this,
Oops, sorry.
it means a chair has become available, so please go ahead and help yourselves through the process. I will go ahead and lead you in a guided meditation through the process. If everyone would like to go ahead and join me though, to begin with reading on the back, our prayer for spiritual healing. I ask this great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. Everyone, go ahead and just sit down and relax. Uncross your legs and arms. Place your hands upright in your laps. Close your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, you're breathing in love and light and peace. And as you exhale, you're releasing. You're releasing any tension or stress, anything not of the highest and the best. One more inhale and exhale. Allow your body to relax one part at a time. Allow yourself to feel the flow of relaxation go down and out through the bottoms of your feet. Feel the relaxation in your ankles and your knees flowing back down and out the bottoms of your feet. Feeding Mother Earth anything that's not of the highest and the best. All the tension and the stress slowly draining with the field of gravity down and out through the bottoms of your feet. Feel the relaxation through your thighs and hips as it travels down and out. Feel the relaxation continue through your torso and your organs in your midsection. Your stomach, your intestines relax, your kidneys all relax, and energies flow down and out through the bottoms of your feet. You feel the relaxation across your shoulders and your upper back and all the way down your spine out. Relax your arms, your forearms, your elbows, your wrists and fingers. Feel the relaxation through your neck, through the back of your neck and the front of your neck, through the clavicle muscles, through your heart, through all your chakras. Feel the relaxation and just breathe. Allow your energy body to fall in sync with the physical and the beating of your heart. Slow your breathing Feel the relaxation through your face and head, your chin and nose. Your entire body is completely relaxed now. And you bring your attention higher, higher to your crown chakra. And you feel the tingling of the top of your head. Your crown chakra opens like a lotus flower. Golden energy is pouring into and through your entire physical body. You feel, you see, and you experience this golden pleasure of energies, tingling and warm, energizing, igniting. Connecting through your brain, you feel it flowing in a circular motion all through your brain. Connecting your left and right hemispheres together. Allowing all thoughts and memories to flow, ebb and flow, in and out. And to just be. Feel the energies continue to flow down and through your neck and into your arms, down through your hands, and out your fingertips. The energies continue to flow down into your physical body, to all organs, all systems, all muscles, all veins, all arteries, and into your cell structure, replacing, energizing each one. Releasing anything that's not of the highest and the best to dissipate through your body and to allow it to be released down and out through the bottoms of your feet. You're now connected with this ebb and flow, allowing this love and light and pure grace just to flow through you and back into feeding our Mother Earth. Bring your awareness higher, because now it's time for the spiritual body to elevate itself beyond the physical. The physical is protected and guarded by angels and the love of God. You are safe, you are protected, you are secure. And now it's time to elevate into a higher place in space. You find yourself swimming upstream through this golden rain that's coming down around you. It's easy to swim in it. Again, you're just elevated higher and higher through it. Feel the tingling sensations as you go upwards. As you continue upwards, you see different colors, and you just swim through the different colors. Every color has a different sensation and feel and vibration through your energy body as you continue through it. The first color you swim through is red, then orange and yellow. You continue further through the green. Green is so loving. And you continue upward through the blue, through the lavender, and out through the white. As you continue forward, upward, you find yourself bubbling upwards. And all of a sudden, you look around and you're back in the air again. But you're floating. You came up through. It was a spring. It was a spring of life up to the top. You feel the bubbling all around you, the bubbling energies, love and grace and peace. And there you step out of the water onto a cloud bank that securely holds you. Continue upward and you look around at the bubbling waters around you. And you just see and feel and smell life, pure air, the freshness, the vibrancy, the grace of all. Everything is so much more brilliant and tangible and exhilarating. Your entire essence is tingling and vibrating with all that is around you. You feel from your center, a calling, a yearning, which is pulling you forward, and you continue forward. You do not need to be upon the ground. You are within the air because you are one with the air. You are all molecules of life connected to all other life molecules. But you are an essence and truth of who and what you are. The difference is that you know and you feel and you understand what is around you, what is within you, what is encompassing all of life and through you. As you look below you, you see the waters, and you feel the waters within you vibrating, the same vibration and tone of what is out. Again, you look up and you see clouds. You feel that vibration too, the same as within you. You look far in the distance and you see mountains, and you feel their steadfast vibration within you also. All knowledge, all life, all eternity. The trees, they're speaking to you and within you. You know what animals are thinking and saying to you. Some are fearful as they run, as they lose their space and place of where they were. Others are excited to be in what can be and will be. You feel the rain falling in other places, and it showers through as it's cleansing and vibrating and creating new. Now you're beginning to feel the next level of energies, higher, angelic realms. They're coming down and around and surrounding you. You feel the essence of your love so deeply within you, pulsing and vibrating with your every beating of your heart. The same as the tides of the ocean, the same as the droplets of water falling from the sky, the same as the winds that are gently blowing, all through each of you in complete unity. There is no pollution. There's no chemicals, only pure love and light and health and grace and peace. As you are there, in this complete oneness of all life entities, you feel the vibrational change within your essence, coming into complete unity as one. And you know you are the single cell that's incorporated and a part of all other living life. My child, you have come as called upon this day. This is a secret way, my child. There is no beginning, there is no end. There is no right or wrong, only the oneness of life. All life forms begin and end with the same energies. Some are transitioned and transformed. Others remain mostly the same. Each, my child, is a choice, a destination, and a transformation of what can be and will be. You, my child, are here to learn from, to be one with, and to understand more of what can be through the knowledge of all that is within a single space and place. My child, I want you to be open at this moment, be accepting at this time, and allow the vibrations of all life forms, all physical and non-physical forms, to join with the cells of your spirit at this time. Be my child, be one with the energies. Feel the waves of energies flowing through you, along with the wisdom and knowledge of what you need to know at this time, to bring you to the next level, the next vibration of what's your highest and best self to be. Accept it. My child, thank you for coming and for learning and for being one with all that is, all that was, all that will be, and all that shall be are intertwined within each of us and within thee. You, my child, are the key of knowledge, the key of strength and purity and grace and peace. Yes, my child, you are the key, the golden key of our life. And all that can be and shall be is within you. Take this knowledge with inside of self now and hold it. Hold it and accept it for the gift that it is. But you cannot only hold it, you must share it. It will continue to always ebb and flow to and through you, child. But you must let go in order to let more in through the flow. Yes, this is where so many of the children get lost and confused. They pull in and they hold tight. They hold tight, thinking there will not be more. But they limit the flow through these foolishness and these decisions. There's always more. There's more than you could ever possibly imagine within self and to self. Blessings, my child, blessings to you. You know, you are. It is. It is time to go now. You have been completely fulfilled, recharged, re-energized, and elevated to the next space. It's time to go back now. You're flying across, through the lands, through the waters around you. You find yourself beside that bubbling water of the spring. You dive in, and you swim down through the different colors. The white, the violet, the blue, the green, the yellow, the orange, and red. You find yourself coming into your body again and settling back into this room, into the seat. Allow yourself to settle into your physical. Take a deep breath and ground yourself. Move your fingers and toes. And say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Open your eyes when you're ready. Amen. Thank you, everyone. We'll go ahead and sing a song, Miss Marty, to help ground us. What are we singing?
Let's romp and stomp a little. We're gonna do I'll Fly Away.
Well, that's appropriate.
So, yeah, that's hymn number 16.
We've been flying.
We've been flying, so let's fly a little more. That's hymn number 16, I'll Fly Away. Some glad morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to that home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. When the shadow of this life has gone, oh, I'll fly away. Like a bird flown driven by a storm, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. When the shadows of this life are gone, I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away.
Miss Marty, we follow you, even into the pits.
You're gonna be flying.
By the
We're
way,
just flying away, so it don't matter. We're flying.
there you go. Did you see Wyatt's final flourish? He's got what's called a fidget, and he gets at the end and he goes.
Fidget spinner. And you ever see what it does?
Yes. Wow.
And there you go.
Wow.
So he was
Flying
getting
away.
some major energy.
And hold on. So there's the bearing.
Oh, all right. All right, we're going to keep going with church now. We've got our fidget education.
And they're plastic balls.
All right, well now we're going to go forward with the second portion of our service, which is our inspirational lecture. And today we have Miss Pauline Gold. She is a medium from Cassadaga Spiritualist camp. Pauline was raised Jewish, and even though her family believed in God, she never fit into the mold of a Jewish girl and did not blend with that belief system very well. Pauline's spiritual journey has illuminated her life and lives of many others, bringing new levels of clarity, serenity, and compassion. It is an honor to be a messenger between worlds, bringing comfort and peace that can nurture and expand growth, states Pauline. While her goal is to help you recognize your own life visions, she offers her intuitive insights for your highest best along with your journey called life. Please help me welcome Ms. Pauline Gold.
Good morning, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with all of you this morning.
Thank you.
I'd like to start off with a Buddhist Zen story titled, Which Side? One day, a young man on his journey home came to the banks of a wide river. Staring hopelessly at the obstacle in front of him, he pondered for hours on just how to cross this barrier. Just as he was about to give up and retrace his steps home, on the other side he sees a fellow traveler, and he calls out, "I'm stranded. Can you tell me how to get to the other side of the river?" And this young man ponders for a moment and looks up and down the river and yells back, You are on the other side of the river. Perception. We all have our own realities. This story reminds us that things are often not as they first seem, and there's almost always a different perspective. Perceptions vary from person to person, and different people perceive different things about the same situation. But more than that, we assign different meanings to what we perceive. Your beliefs frame your perceptions, and your perceptions color your view of reality. It is as though we are looking at the world through colored glasses, and everyone has their own personal prescription, or their own color for their glasses. Because the world can be viewed from many different points, and it does change according to who is watching. This quote spoke to me, and so did that story. We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are. Perspective is defined as an attitude towards something or a way of regarding something. It's how you look at things and how you react to things. Think about it. We can make instantaneous judgments every day, all predicted on what we see and hear based on our past experiences. Each person will see it filtered through their own perceptions. So none of us really see it objectively. And each person sees it with their own beliefs, preconceptions, interpretations, and our attitude. I was reflecting the last couple of weeks about a conversation that I had, or conversations that I've had with my mom. I remember when I first graduated from college and I felt like I was on my own, where I actually paid my own bills and took care of things. And I remember there was something that the car needed to be fixed, or something needed to be fixed in the house. And I remember sharing the story with my mother. And she would ask me a bunch of questions. And my response was, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And she's like, what did you ask? I said, I asked this, I got this answer, I asked this, and I got this answer. And she's like, what about these other things? I said, I didn't think about to ask these. And through the years, what I realized was, it came to a point where when my mom would ask me a question and my response was, I don't know, I'm thinking, hey Mom, why is this important for me to ask? Right? Because I wasn't understanding. And through time, now when I speak with her, she's like, and she'll ask me a question and I still don't know the answer. She's like, I'm sure you figured it out by now. Perception. Sure, our circumstances affect our mental state, but they don't have to control them. Not if we make just those little tiny choices. No matter what happens in the world or in our own individual lives, it's about understanding and not clinging too tightly to a single way of thinking, because there are no absolutes. There are no single answers. There are just infinite numbers of choices and infinite number of possibilities. This is the time that we get to view from a different perspective, to see, to understand a new idea, a new thought, to see a bigger picture, a different view, a different way of doing things. Because hope is a powerful feeling that represents a mindset and our attitude. And we can look toward the future with hope, regardless of life's and the world's circumstances. Because hope lives in our future possibilities, our future potentials, and we can always change our perspectives, and we can also change those meanings. And why not? Why not change them for what we prefer them to really be? Because life, and I keep on hoping, life doesn't really come with a user manual. I'm still looking for it. But life does have our highs and our lows. And life offers us moments of participation. Because life is really called a journey. And for it's the experiences that we embark on that have that lasting effect on our lives. Memories. Because life is a dance. And life has feet. There is more than just your day-to-day life. It's about looking upon things that are important to you. And each new situation in life has much more to offer than we can ever imagine. So it's about opening up so you may learn and receive more. Because there's this wonderful thing about when you're open. Then you get to always learn something new. New things, you get to meet new people, they get to learn from you, you get to learn from them, and we just allow that life to just flow through us. And it's about remaining receptive to what shows up, even if we believe otherwise. It's seeing things from a different perspective and being open to those new ideas, that new information, those new thoughts. I recognized back in December, I wanted to have fun in the kitchen. So I decided to take cooking classes. Don't worry, I'm not inviting anybody over yet. There was a lot of internal dialogue that went on with me. Because at first it was, I've never done this, but I'm interested in learning. Then I started taking classes and I'm enjoying it, and I participated and started taking more classes. And then I realized I'm doing this because I take joy from it. And then I'm taking more classes, and I'm still taking classes for these last 6 months. And I'm doing these things because of my passion for it, even if I'm still not ready to have guests over to eat. But each of us approaches a new problem, task, challenge, or opportunity with a particular outlook. And this outlook can range from a very positive, hopeful spirit to a very hopeless stance. It's our perception. It's about paying attention to what is the value to you and encouraging yourself to take those steps of actions, whatever they are. Gently reminding yourself that it's okay to make mistakes along the way, because in reality, because other people make the same mistakes, and we're not alone in that. But it's how we perceive it. And so many of us devalue ourselves, and we don't believe in ourselves. I know I do that quite often. It's about our perception. And then I look at it. I get to learn. I get to discover. I get to explore. I get to ask new questions. And it's about trusting yourself. I'm still working on that part. But it's about paying attention to your sense of purpose, and then let your actions move you toward that with each step, because you're building your own reality. Then the meaning of something will change because you're looking at it differently. You can look at things differently, and it will always have a different meaning. It's about opening up to the new, taking a willingness to view that old, not with hate or anger or disgust or frustration, but with compassion. Because you're willing to step outside of your normal limits and viewpoints, just to see the world just a little differently, in different ways. It's about trusting and knowing that you are the director and the producer of what occurs in your life. It's about opening to the new things. It's about opening up to new things and trusting and having faith in yourself as well as with others. Because we're always commingling. You're never alone. It means believing that the future holds joy and promise. It means believing in your growth and in your direction. As you create things in your life, you become more and more skilled. You know, as I'm taking more of these cooking classes, it's like I get to learn something new, a different tool, a different a way of cutting. And it's like, oh, this is exciting. It reminds me that it's the process of life. I was with my friend's family for 4th of July. She has a little 1-year-old. And it's just interesting watching him. In the beginning, when he was first learning to walk, children, we wobble. We're unsteady. And then as that child is practicing walking, he's becoming stronger, he's becoming steadier in his stride. This happens to us in everything that we do. So life is like that spiral in which you circle around and around again and again, often to those same issues, but each time with just that little bit of higher perspective with life. Because every day brings with its new circumstances, and challenges, and things that allow you the opportunity to grow. To grow. Because life always seeks growth and expansion. And you don't have to make the old ways wrong. It's about rather creating the newness in the old. This summer, I've been redecorating my house and rearranging the furniture. And it's been fun. So I get to put a picture, here, I'm like, no, this picture doesn't belong here, I want it over here. And rearranging the furniture. And it's amazing the subtle little changes that brings into the room, into your life. Because I recognize that every time you embrace something new, you bring into yourself a sense of aliveness, a sense of excitement. Because every day there are new things on your mind, there's new people to meet, there's new things to do, there's just a new potential. And as you wake up and start your day, I'm focusing upon what I'm going to create. Not what happened yesterday, or to think about it, but what I'm going to create. Because we all can benefit from listening and considering other points of view, even if we don't agree. It can give us a chance to consider the what ifs. That's something to think about. Didn't think about that one before. Or putting it somewhere and then, looking at it for a couple of days and changing. It's like, oh, that didn't work. Or somebody saying something to me. Hey, Pauline, that picture might be over here because of the light in the window. Oh, I didn't think about that. And it's just exciting just to have that understanding and that awareness. Because sometimes we encounter new or contradictory information that changes the way that we think about a person, a group, an object, the perception that we make of others, and what others make of us affect how we communicate and act. I have realized within any meeting of people, all the individuals will, of course, have their own belief system and will therefore have a different perspective. Each one of us in this room. It's about seeing and thinking about things differently, and this will affect the way that we interact with each other. We can learn to be more aware of how our own beliefs system affects us, and then can be able to consider how others might see the same situation a little differently. It's about exploring, because our world is continuing to change. Our lives are continuing to change. It's about thinking about your world and what it can tell you about yourself. It's about thinking about yourself and thinking about how listening to other people or listening to other ideas affect us, and vice versa. It's about how we may be interpreting the world, as well as interpreting what we think. I heard this beautiful quote, I'm going to read this beautiful quote by Maya Angelou. I've learned that no matter what happens or how bad it seems today, life does go on, and it will be better tomorrow. Thank you for listening.